Okay, so here we are now with Rebecca, and we've had a little bit of a time since we finished Marianne's chapter. I've had a week to repress all of my grief and not confront any of it. And now we're back.
I really thought when we said we were going to stay with her, we could do like a Trixie thing and be like, sure, I'll stay with you, but obviously that's crazy.
Well, I knew that it was going to be, our choice was going to be very straightforward and blunt. Like this is the point where we're choosing something. I didn't realize that was going to be the outcome. I kind of didn't want to pick that one. I wanted to pick the other one. So I'm blaming you for her death.
I thought if she was like, no, I'm leaving, then the chick would get pissed and kill her.
Right, and that's understandable, but
I don't know. I thought if she was like, I'm gonna stay.
I think you have a point in the thing of when you're saying like you feel like she probably would have died either way. She probably could have died either way.
Was there a way we could have not gone down there? Did we have a choice to go down?
Before that, we were taught when we were talking with Hans. I think there was a possibility where he just straight up wouldn't let us because we had to convince Johannes, Johannes to even let us down there in the first place. So
maybe we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, maybe.
I blame you. No.
It's just that the two characters that I've cared most about are probably dead. Now, we have an on-screen death for Marianne. We haven't seen Zach die on screen, so he might actually still be alive.
Yeah.
But I think we'd got the endings of them both being dead, and that makes me rather upset because I liked both of them a lot.
Yeah, I'd like to Zach.
Now that we're playing the redheaded Scottish teacher lady, I want to make sure she doesn't die.
Yeah, we don't really know anything about her either.
No. Well, we know that she's sick and that she's the surrogate aunt, mother sort of role, sister person to Isabella, except that she loves and cares for Isabella, but she's also kind of like the person I have a crush on but have no confidence or, lady balls to like tell likes you and he's been ignoring me kind of thing going on. So there's that. So that's kind of where that sits, I think. Oops. Profiles. New. Rebecca.
Oh my god, she has my birthday.
Now we really gotta kill her. Never mind.
Oh, wow. She's atheist.
I think is that taller than you or shorter than you?
That's 1 inch taller.
Ha. Ha.
What are stovies?
Raised Kirk. Atheist raised Kirk. I don't know what a Kirk is, but okay.
She loves lesson plans.
Reading in the library, going to the gym, cycling and jogging, lacrosse.
So her parents were teachers.
Grew up in Luxburn. Although of Scottish descent, she grew up in Luxburn. This really shows my ignorance that I don't know where Luxburn is. I always assumed it was kind of southern Scotland, but maybe
I just assumed it was
maybe it's the Midlands.
England.
I don't know.
Everybody else has English accents, don't they?
Fair enough. St. Goretti. Somehow about St. Goretti just sounds not English to me.
Ashton was her only friend. Alright.
She came out of her shell in her high school years and became the Spitfire she is now. It was no surprise she helped out the young foreigner who moves in next door. Oh! So they're neighbors.
Yeah, they've talked about that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did I just miss? This is how it begins, or so they say. The gentle wind drifting through wide open windows, muffled laughters and footsteps fading behind empty hallways, and the light kiss of the afternoon sun. Soon there will be a call, a crossing of thresholds into the unknown. Maybe we are off to some grand adventure, or diving into another gripping mystery. One can't really tell. For all I know, a hero might even come sweep me off my feet. If I'm lucky.
That's not exactly a bad thing when you think about it.
But this is far from one, isn't it? A riveting tale, that is. The mild breeze, the faint murmurs, the warm rays, painting every nook and cranny a fiery hue. They are all as real as they can get.
Do you see these names on the board in the back of the room? It says cleaners.
Does it say Jablo?
Jablo, Daina. I can't read the third one, but the fourth one is like Zariza.
I think the third one says Yang Lloyd.
Oh, as Zariza. I don't know.
That it either says Yang Lloyd or Sean Lloyd.
I don't know, but Jablo is the first one, and that's really funny. And
J.A. Blow.
The guy on the career day poster is really creepy.
Yeah.
His head's
Like
weird, like a robot.
Skeletor business. I don't even. Like you don't wear a tie and have your shirt not tucked
Untucked,
in.
yeah.
That's just.
Weird.
That's so weird. It's that or he's wearing his tie outside of his jacket, which is even weirder. Anyway, as much as I want to write a little tale out of this, I'm far from someone who can. Fleeting fancies, that's what these are. Merely passing thoughts to occupy an idle mind while waiting for another busy workday to end. Then again, maybe in another life, I am one. Who knows? But at present, what I have and what I've chosen to be, well,
I won't last years here if I find teaching rowdy adolescents a tedious job, will I?
admittedly, the whole affair isn't exactly as grand or exciting as I had imagined as a child.
Do people normally imagine teaching to be really great?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, kids are annoying.
I mean, I imagine if you want to be a teacher, I can imagine going through the cycle of like, oh, I'm going to be educating the youth and bettering society, and then you get into the grind of, these little shits.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I don't know. If I weren't so stubborn and too passionate about the whole idea, I probably would have quit a long time ago. But it's always the kids that make it worthwhile, isn't it? As if in agreement, as soon as my pen slides into a neat circle against the papers I'm grading, the final bell rings. Like a dam that has opened, students begin piling out into the hallway soon after. For a short time, I let the noise fill my ears, let my mind wander to a place far removed from all the hubbub. Solitary moments like this have come few and far between lately. Even my own home hasn't been as quiet as I usually prefer. Though in hindsight, the entire place hasn't been the same either since since the Santos girl moved in next door.
A foreigner.
And if her fussing over a minor cold last week tells anything, I might as well throw any idea of solitude out the nearest balcony, so long as she lives nearby. At the moment, my eyes automatically shift over the bottle sitting at the edge of my desk. A chuckle escapes from me as I reach for it.
A little ball of energy and enthusiasm. That big baby.
That big baby. Mother Hen, she calls me, and then says, and says and does the same thing right after.
I don't get it.
You don't get... She's saying, like, oh, she's calling me a mother hen, but she's doing the same thing to me.
Oh.
It's not that I'm unused to being on the receiving end of other people's worries or feel any sort of apprehension over her fretting. If I am to be completely honest, it's actually amusing how someone can be childlike one minute and then act like a responsible adult the next. But there's a dissonance there, both in her actions and words. Although she may not look like it, may not say anything, may not lose her cheer, one way or another, I know these troubles have weighed down on her lately. Her face says it all. That big numpty. If she thinks I won't notice, she's got another thing coming for her. That's how she's always been. I do understand that part, loud and clear. It's just that I never really... I really rather not pass another burden on to her.
Or become one myself.
Aren't I supposed to be the one taking care of them? Although I guess that's simply one of those things people eventually grow away from once you've all started leading different lives. Ellipses. Not completely different, I hope. Somehow, that thought makes me feel uneasy. Thankfully, before stranger ideas can come root in my head, a faint buzzing comes from my bag, cutting through the rest of my thoughts. A small frown forms my lips when the screen lights up and an unknown number flashes. For a long second, my thumb hovers the answer button. Even the voice that responds once I do accept the call is wholly unfamiliar.
Hello?
Oh, goodness. Finally, it connects.
Mom?
Hello? Is this Miss Gales? Rebecca Gales?
Nope, that's Rose.
Okay, I was gonna say, it sounded familiar.
Yes, speaking. Who is this?
Oh, sorry. Rose Cooper. Briar Realty Corporation.
Oh, is this when Isabella, like, fell down the stairs and passed out and they found her?
I think so.
Briar Realty?
My frown deepens as I straighten from my chair. Something in her tone, despite sounding remarkably friendly and light, doesn't sit quite well with me. Oh, wait, because yeah, that's right. Way back at the beginning, like we were freaking
This is the
out.
first day.
Yeah, and then Rose is like, okay, we're going to go and call someone, and they're going to come and pick you up. The rigid pause that follows doesn't help ease the tension that has suddenly descended either.
Miss Cooper?
Yes. Things are a bit busy on my end. I apologize. I'm not certain if Isabella has mentioned anything before, but we're working together on a property at the moment, and...
The Ermengarde Mansion, yes. She said something about that earlier. Is there a problem?
This is about Isabella, actually.
She wastes no time relaying everything. The details she provided are admittedly a bit vague, but enough for me to get the gist of what happened. It isn't the bad sort I'm expecting, though still worrying. Especially with words panic attack and pale looking a bit sickly woven together in a foreboding sentence.
Now, was this when she fell down the stairs or at the
This is, I think, this is
showing?
during the open house,
Okay.
and she's like, "Wah!" and she
Yeah.
shows everyone in the letter, and she's like, I'm going to put you in a corner and deal with everyone. You go home.
Got it.
Or go wander around the gardens, and then Ash is there, and he's like, I like you, but I can't say it. Now isn't the proper time for useless questions. I'll find out soon enough regardless. To Miss Cooper's credit, she neither hesitates nor falters all throughout. There's some sort of comfort in knowing Isabel has someone like her to guide her, though not as much as I would have liked. After all, this is Isabella we're talking about. What are the chances she just said a bunch of excuses so she won't get sent home? High. Very high. What?
Well, it meant like the chances are very high, but the fact that they split that all up just made it seem like she was doing drugs.
Oh.
Like, what are the chances that did this? Oh, so that she wouldn't get sent home high. Very high. Yeah. I was just listening. I wasn't really concentrating.
Oh, she is going to hear it this time.
You were listed as one of her emergency contacts, so I thought it'd be best you know about this.
How is she? Is she doing okay?
I had her take a break for now, but honestly, I'd feel better if someone were to pick her up and take her home for some rest. Anthem's a fair distance from Luxborn. I really don't want her going off on her own. I'd do it myself, but you know how it is today. Big day. People everywhere until the open house ends. I'm really sorry to ask this of you, Miss Gales. I know you're busy.
Oh, no, it's all good. I was just about to leave from work. I hope to leave early today anyway. A few minutes ahead wouldn't hurt. I can be there in a few, 40 minutes tops. Is that all right?
Is she gonna be there, and because they already have left, is she gonna drive all the way out there and no one tell her that, oh, she went home with Ash?
I'm sure someone will, and then she'll be upset.
Thank you. We're supposed to be here until... Oh, excuse me. One moment, please. Yes, ma'am.
The faint hum of conversation echoes from her end. It sounds as though the place is buzzing with more people than you'd expect from a regular open house. It's haunted. Everyone wants to see it. I was skeptical at first. The house is old, not to mention its inconvenient location in Luxburn's outskirts. Who wants to live in a place almost an hour's drive from the comforts of a city? But from what little I can hear, it appears Isabella has every right to be optimistic about this sale. If I didn't understand why she was so adamant refusing my offer of help before, I think I do now. To some degree.
We'll be resuming the tour soon. Yes, thank you. Sorry about that. I really need to get this thing going. Lord knows how I'll salvage the situation here. It shouldn't be anything complicated, but still, clients. It can be difficult when they want to be. Anyway, just look for me when you get here, alright? I shouldn't be too hard to miss.
I've got green hair.
No problem. Thanks for letting me know about this. Just make sure Isabella stays put, please. Heaven knows how stubborn that girl can be.
Oh, believe me, I know. Don't worry about it. I'll have a few of our staff keep an eye on her for me until you get here.
That's all I'm asking. I appreciate it.
Oh, I just realized. I'm so excited because I feel like when we play Ash, maybe we'll finally figure out what happened with, what's her face, dead lady Cooper.
Oh, how Rose is gonna die.
Yeah, because that's one thing that hasn't been answered yet.
Maybe we'll also see what happens with Zach in the jail cell.
Yeah, hopefully.
Find out. The whole thing ends on a surprisingly pleasant note. If only the same can be said for the news she brought. I allow a brief minute to pass to ease whatever tension has latched itself firmly to my nerves. But no matter how much I wish for it, my mind stubbornly refuses to do so. My hands are unsteady against the papers I pretend to arrange after. Lucid thoughts, every single ounce of it grimmer than the other, grows with each passing second I linger. Something about this whole thing, along with the sudden unease and nagging worry, screams, off. Wrong. This isn't the riveting tale I hope to step into today. Even on a rush, getting everything in order before leaving takes nearly a good quarter hour. By the time I make it out of the classroom, the commotion has already died down, dwindling to mere echoes of distant laughters. From the nearby room, melodies from a rehearsing band drift freely into the air, filling the almost empty hallway with their warm, lively tunes. Any other day, I'll stop, bask in the music, and enjoy what little peace it brings. Not today, however. My steps are brisk, and sure as I march to Edward Hall's exit. The sooner I confirm Isabella's okay, the sooner I can shake off this niggling feeling. For one reason or another, that single call, of all possible things, has thrown everything off kilter. I'd rather this be over as quickly as possible. So much that I nearly barrel over a student in my haste.
Push him over.
Though perhaps it's really the other way around. When I look down, a set of eyes, bright and hopeful, stare back at me. Her arms are wrapped around my waist like a vice, and at my attention, a grin spreads over her face. Buenos tardes, Miss Pink.
Hello, Kylie. You know, you aren't supposed to run into people like that.
She's not actually talking.
Is she supposed to?
She was talking in Zach's chapter. Huh. Okay.
I mean...
You want to voice her?
Sorry, Miss Pink.
She loosens her hold on me, but not a hint of guilt or regret appears on her. If anything, it seems the remark only amused her. A smile appears on my face before I can help it, matching the one on her own.
Just remember not to do it again, all right? You could get hurt.
You sound like my mom.
That's so strange.
Something wrong, Miss Pink.
Just as they forgot to put a line in for her or something. Patch it.
I'm sure your mama only means well. I know she'll be worried sick if one of you were to get hurt. Where's your brother anyway? aren't you two supposed to be heading home now?
Rowan said he's got some stuff he needs to do before we go. I think he's taking too long. But he promised to buy me jelly babies today if I keep what he's doing a secret from Mama and Papa.
Oh? Is Rowan murdering people?
Probably.
Any chance you'll tell Miss Pink about it?
She shakes her head, both her hands going to her mouth as if to keep a precious secret from spilling out.
I made a promise. He said it's for Tia Luke.
Oh, something like a gift?
Like a dare.
A dare to kill people?
I think so.
Tio promised to take him somewhere cool when he's old enough. Rowan's gonna prove he's a grown-up.
Laughter slips free from my lips. The teacher in me wants to give whoever this Tio is a reprimand for bringing about this kind of behavior in children. But if both Suarez kids are so fond of him, there shouldn't be anything to worry about, yes? At any rate, they're nothing but well-behaved, both Kylie and her brother. Rowan, the eldest, may have an occasional odd streak in and out of class, but their parents taught him well. I see no reason to cast any suspicion of bad behavior on them.
As long as it isn't anything dangerous, all right?
It's not. Cross my heart. My drawings are a lot prettier than what he's doing anyway. Tio said so. Do you want to see? I drew one earlier at class.
Is that why you're here?
No, just keep going.
Oh, what are you thinking?
What? Just go.
Not really. I was gonna show it to my friend first. But since it's you, I'm sure she wouldn't mind if you see it before she does.
Oh no. Just look at the damn picture right now, Kylie.
Her face falls immediately after the words are out. A small part of me feels responsible for that crestfallen look, but as much as I want to stay a little bit longer, there's another place I need to be right now. And frankly, another child to look after. Taking both of her hands, I kneel in front of her and muster the most rueful smile I can give. At her age, I'm quite sure she already understands that what I'm about to say before they're even out. But remarkably, she doesn't look away or pouts as I am expecting her to.
I'm sorry. You know what? Rowan has a class with me on Monday around this time. Why don't you drop by again next week? After class? I'll even make sure to wait for you. It's just that I absolutely must leave now. My friend had an accident earlier, and I'm the only one she has here.
What about her mama and papa?
Her family lives really far from here, I'm afraid. Do you remember where Asia is? The southeast part? That's where they are.
Her eyes immediately lighten up at my question. Just like that. I know I've earned this girl's forgiveness.
Oh, just like Takako.
Who?
My friend. She said she used to live there, only just a little higher than southeast. But she hasn't come home in a long time, so she doesn't remember much about it anymore. Melody says it's weird I talked to her, but I think she's just shy. They could be good friends too! Don't you think so, Miss Pink?
Maybe if you introduce them properly, they will be.
That's what I think. Takako's just lonely. If she makes more friends, she won't be anymore. Is your friend like that too?
A little, possibly. To be honest, sometimes I can't tell with her.
After all, Isabella has been the kind to hold a smile even when things have taken a turn for the worse. 5 years, and one will think that's enough to know enough time to know a person. But when you consider it, come to think of it, all these years I've never, not even once, seen her cry. Not over a trivial matter or even when things are tough.
Okay, you can go to her. I'll just show you my drawing next time.
Thank you. Remind me to buy you a huge glass of parfait, all right?
No, I'll get a stomachache. Takako says so. A small one is okay.
I'll remember that. Say hi to your friend for me.
I will. I'm sure she'd love to meet you too. See you, Miss Pink.
I'll see you later, Kylie.
London Bridge is falling down.
Oh, this song again. She doesn't look back or wait for any sort of goodbye from me.
My fair lady.
But With a song and an extra spring in her steps, she bounds across the corridor with as much spirit only a child her age can have.
At least I didn't repeat it.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it.
As if the conversation has never taken any downhill turn for her at all. As if there isn't a huge single thing to worry about in the world. Not long after, she disappears behind a door, leaving behind strains of an old familiar rhyme lingering in the air. Carefree. Unbidden. On troubled moments like this, I envy her. And as I resume my hurried place, a tiny whisper at the back of my mind wishes the same can be said for myself and my own worries.